Hey everyone, we're going to do an oracle pull and we've got two cards this week. Before we pull, I just want to say that I have read that astrologically this can be a heavy week. So be mindful of people around you and yourself getting, irritated or upset or heated. Just stay in your lane. Take it easy, give yourself grace, give yourself space. Find some time to be alone if you feel yourself getting stressed, okay? It goes through the whole week. Okay, let's pull our cards. Okay, you know the drill. Look at each card for a few seconds, which one pulls at you, tugs at you, or you just know that's your card, and then claim it. Okay, if you don't have your card, just pause the video and come back to the video after you've selected your card. If you picked this card, this is a keeper of flow. Perfect for this week, right? This little leaf, this is a little boat on a leaf flowing down a river towards this beautiful tree with this fire coming out. What does keeper of the flow mean? Well, this week, especially with, I just mentioned that astrological tension, you want to flow. Flow upstream. When I say flow, it's like you always have a choice when things come at you this week, right? Or anytime, but let's just say this week. Does this make you go upstream? Does this serve you? Or is this taking and dragging you backwards? If you're going downstream, hell no. Like, you have a choice here. You can decide to flow upstream. I've used this before in here, but I'm going to use it again because I just love it. My daughter-in-law always says to me, any situation, person, place, and thing that she encounters, she says, does this add to my life or subtract to my life? That's this card. Does this add to me? Is this going to improve any part of me, physically, mentally, or emotionally? That is the card. As you meet situations and people this week, how does this make me flow? Am I going upstream or am I dragging me back? Is this an addition, a quality that I want to bring into my life? Or is this going to make me feel like I'm saying yes and because of obligatory reasons? This is a way to practice this week, getting in the flow. Because lots of times things come to us and we're like, okay, well, it's going to suck, but I'll just do it. That is what this card is saying. Don't do the things that are going to take you backwards, that you're not going to like this week if you have a choice, right? This is all about choice. Okay. If you pick the other card, you got Keeper of Trust. These are beautiful cards. These cards kind of go hand in hand. Keeper of Trust. The woman has her hands, see, open here with an acorn falling into them, like trusting that a gift will arrive. This card is Keeper of Trust, means trusting yourself. This card in particular. And it's asking you this week to trust yourself. Drop into your heart or your body and trust your yeses. Trust your nos. You know best for you. Not somebody you're scrolling on Instagram. Not your hairdresser. Not your best friend. You know what you need better than anybody else. That is the message from this card. Whatever happens this week, whatever situations you encounter, trust your intuition, your knowing. We all have this capability, yet we are constantly like, what do you think if I do this? What if you think if I do that? No, this week is not about asking others. It is not about getting everybody else's opinions. It's about leaning into your own intuition, leaning into your own trust, knowing that you know when something happens or comes up this week, that you know the answer for you. Do you want to go to that party? What if you don't? Say no. Do you want to take on this extra work? Do you need the money? Maybe it's a yes. Maybe it's a no. Someone might say, oh, that's too much work for you. Maybe you know you need to do that right now. This is permission to close off the outside and make all decisions this week and always, really, from what is best for you. You know, it's taken me a long time to trust my knowing. Way too long. But we get there when we get there, right? And I don't, if something feels right and something flows or whatever, I trust it. I trust that even if I make the wrong decision, even if I choose poorly, there'll be a gift somewhere in there. Some lesson will be learned. I once had a real estate client that moved someplace, and when she was leaving, she had hated her whole experience in North Carolina. And when she was leaving, she's like, this was just a terrible time. And I'm like, but you learned so much. You took a risk. You moved someplace new. You found out it didn't work for you. And then you moved on. But you learned something, right? So don't be so scared to make a decision that may not go as planned, because there'll be growth. We only can grow when we learn. No growth is like, you don't grow if you don't learn, right? So have a great week. Flow and trust yourself. See you soon.